Good evening, traders. How was your day? Sure, you had a great weekend. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. You are welcome to tonight's live stream. You're welcome to our weekly market review and outlook session. You're welcome. You're welcome. Can you hear me loud and clear? Drop a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. Also confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear, and you can also see my. You all are welcome. Confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can hear me. If you have any question, if there's any pair you want us to analyze, please drop it in the comment section. If you have any question or any pair you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment section. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Join. Please, I'm waiting for your comments. Please, if you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. Drop a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. I hope you're prepared for a profitable week. Are you prepared for a profitable week? Are you prepared? So let me know in the comment section pairs you're considering trading this week. Let me know in the comment section. I would also like to know your buyers on those pairs. By now, you should know the pairs you'll be trading this coming week. What are the pairs? I'd like to know. Drop it in the comment section. And also, I'd like to know your buyers on those pairs. Good evening, Mr. Joseph. How are you doing? How are you doing? Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen, guys. Confirm you can see my screen. Good evening, Mr. Joseph. I'm Milton. Evening. So guys, do you have any question, any pair you plan to trade this coming week? Please drop it in the comment section. I'd also like to know what your buyers on those pairs are. Okay, drop it in the comment section. Okay, so you know how we do. We'll start by looking at the fundamentals, the major news that will be released this coming week, and after that, we'll look at DXY. As you know, we use the DXY to determine the strength for the dollar before we look at currency pairs. We need to know the strength of the dollar, and that is why we look at DXY. Okay, and also we need to be aware of the major news that will be released this coming week. It's very important. It's very important. Okay. So let's start with the fundamentals. I've looked at it, and this week we have a lot of news, a lot of major news, a lot of major news. This week will be a very volatile week. It's going to be a very volatile week. There are several major news, and this week will be the first Friday. Yeah, this coming Friday will be the first Friday of the month. And you know, every first Friday of the month, non-farm payroll data has been released from the United States. Non-farm payroll data has been released from the United States on a Friday, 1:30 p.m. Non-farm payroll will be released. Okay. Of all the major news that we have here, the main focus is the non-farm payroll. Okay, it's the main focus. Yes, other major news will drive the market. Okay, would have high impact on the market, but the most focus is NFP. NFP, which will be released on Friday, and most times on during weeks of NFP, when NFP is to be released, most times from Wednesday, USD pairs goes into a range. Most times when NFP news is being expected from Wednesday, most USD pairs would go into a range. Price will start ranging on USD pairs. And that's why you advise that if you're going to trade on NFP week, look for your trade setups between Monday and Wednesday, New York session. That's the best time for you to look for your setup. And after Wednesday, if you want to trade NFP, you wait for Friday for the data to be released. Then you know what to do, whether to buy or to sell. But it's best you look for your trades. Okay. If you're interested in trading USD pairs, look for your setup between Monday and Wednesday. Okay. You could also decide to trade cross currency pairs. Okay. Those are pairs that don't have dollar. You're not trading dollar on those pairs. Okay. So you can trade Euro JPY, you can trade Euro Australian dollar, you can trade GBP Australian dollar, you can trade on Euro CHF. These are pairs that you don't trade the dollar. The dollar is not involved in those pairs, in those pairs. Are you getting me? So you should know what you're doing this week. Okay, this is not the week for you to over leverage. Some people want to gamble NFP. If you gamble, there's a high probability you're going to blow your account. If you gamble, okay, if you want to gamble on NFP, ensure that you stick to your risk management rules. Your 1% should be 1%. Don't say because NFP will make the market volatile, you want to increase your risk so that you can make more money. That's the mistake most new traders do. Even experienced traders know. Stick to your 1% or 2%. If it is 0.5% you're using, stick to it. Don't gamble. Okay? Don't gamble. So on Monday, Canada, there's an election in calendar. Okay, on Monday. So card pairs will be volatile because of this election. Expect high volatility. So I would advise you avoid card pairs tomorrow. Okay. Then on Tuesday, job openings. This is an high impact news. So if you want to trade US dollar pairs, you should be considering trading on Tuesday. Okay. You should be considering trading on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, 3 p.m., Joe's job openings will be released. You want to know what this news is all about? Click on this folder. You get details about the news. Okay, you get to know more about the news. You can see what is it about. The source is from Bureau of Labor Statistics. What does it measure? It measures the number of job openings during the reported month, excluding the farm industry. So if more people get jobs, if the number is if the actual is higher than the forecast, it means it is good for that currency, for that country. Okay, so you can see actual greater than forecast is good for currency released monthly about 35 days after the month ends. Okay, the next one will be released June 3rd, 2025. It is released late but can impact the market because job openings are a leading indicator of overall employment. Why are traders interested in this? Job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending. When people have jobs, they have money to spend. And when they have money to spend, businesses, okay, they patronize businesses and businesses will boom. Businesses will do well. Therefore, the economy will do well. The economy will boom. Are you getting me? But when people don't have money to spend, what will happen is that the businesses will not, there will be no business, people will not, spend money. when there are no jobs, they will not spend money, and it will affect businesses negatively. The impact will be negative on businesses, and if business does not do well in an economy, it will affect the economy negatively. Okay, so that's why traders are interested in all these major news. Okay, so you can see the previous data was 7.57 and the forecast is 7.48. What does that mean? They are expecting a drop. Okay, they're expecting a drop, a decrease from 7.57 to 7.48. So if the actual comes out and is less than this, that will be negative. If the actual comes out and it's higher than the forecast, that will be positive for that currency. Okay, so if your plan is to trade Euro USD, if your plan is to trade Euro USD, if the news comes out negative for USD, you would buy Euro USD, because the dollar is the counter on Euro USD. It is the quote currency on Euro USD. But if the news comes out positive for US dollar, you will sell Euro USD. Now, before you sell, remember you're trading two economies. You're trading the Euro against USD. You also need to ensure that you know the data of Euro. You need to know how Euro economy is doing. If Euro economy is doing well and is even doing well, is outperforming the US economy, then Euro will still be bullish. Are you getting me? Euro will still be bullish. So this data could come out positive and Euro USD will still be bullish because the Euro economy is doing well than the US economy. It is very possible. So sometimes the data will be positive on Forex Factory and you're expecting that it will favor that currency. You'll be shocked that it will go in the opposite direction. That's because the data released for that second currency, that economy you're trading against, is positive, is better than the US dollar. I hope you're getting me. I hope you're getting me. Are you guys still here? Are you guys still here? If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Drop a comment. If you can hear me, drop a comment. Drop a comment if you can hear me. Okay. So that is it for Tuesday. Wednesday also, USD ADP non-farm employment change will be released. Then CPI from Australia will be released on Wednesday, 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time. And you can see the previous and the forecast. The previous was 0.2. The forecast is 0.8. It means they are expecting increase. They are expecting increase from 0.2 to 0.8 and from 2.4 to 2.3. So they are expecting increase on both data, CPI, okay? Increase, okay? Then that same Wednesday, 2:30 a.m. Now, this 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time is like 8:30, 9:30 in Australia, okay? This 2:30 a.m. in Nigerian time is like 8:30, 9:30 in Australia, okay? So while we are sleeping here in Nigeria, businesses open, operation starts in Asia, in Australia, sorry, in Australia, while we are sleeping here in Nigeria, businesses open in Asia. Okay, so 2:30 here is 8:30, 9:30 a.m. in Australia. Okay, then Euro German prelim CPI will be released. Time is not given yet. It's all day, so it will be released on that Wednesday too. Then we have United States dollar by 115. ADP non-farm employment change will be released. 130 card GDP will be released. Then same 130 advanced GDP and employment cost index. Then we also have core PCE price index. So expect high volatility on USD pairs on Wednesday. Expect high volatility. Then on Thursday, JPY. Expect high volatility on JPY pairs on Thursday. On Thursday, JPY, you can see several JPY news. Time is not given, but it should be between 10 a.m. between that will be Asian session. Asian session that should be from 10 p.m. Nigerian time, between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. Nigerian time. Okay. Then we have ISM manufacturing PMI. 3 p.m. Nigerian time, United States will be releasing ISM manufacturing PMI. Then on Friday, which is the D-Day, this is the day most traders blow their accounts. This is the day most traders blow their accounts. If you are not a good risk manager, if you don't know how to trade fundamentals, avoid trading this coming Friday. Okay, avoid trading this coming Friday. I'm going to trade on Friday if I see my setup. I'm going to trade NFP. That will be after 1:30. Maybe by 2, I'll look for my setup between 2 and 3. That's when I would execute my trade. If I see a good setup, okay, if I see a good setup, as I would trade on Friday. But if you are not a fundamental trader, if you are not good at trading fundamentals or your technicals, you're not too sure, don't trade on Friday. Just be an observer on Friday. Okay, just take notes on Friday. Okay, take notes. Once the news is released, see how traders will react to the news and take notes. Okay, don't trade. Hopefully, before Friday, you would have made enough money, so you don't have to trade. But if you have made enough money on between Monday and Friday, let's say you've made good profit, you can just risk a percentage of the profits, not your capital. Okay, you could just risk a percentage. Let's say you've made $100, you can just decide, okay, let me risk $20 on NFP. Are you getting me? Just risk, that's just like 20% of the profit you have made. Now you are not using your capital, you are using from the profit you have made from the market. You are using the market money now to trade, not your own money. Okay. Drop which pair do you want us to analyze? Drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. What pair do you want us to analyze? Drop it in the comment section. Okay. I can see you, Mr. Ned. Good evening. Mr. Joseph, Mr. Richard, Mr. Hamilton. I see you guys. I see you guys. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, so that is it for the fundamentals. Okay, so the major news we are expecting this week from Monday to no from Tuesday to Friday. We should expect high volatility, and volatility, provides the opportunity for for traders to make money, but the risk, it also comes with high risk. Okay, it also comes with high risk, so you just have to know what you're doing to be able to cash out from this great opportunity that will be offered to us this coming week. Okay, is that clear? So that is it for Forex Factory. Okay, so let's look at dollar index. What is the trend on dollar index? What is the trend? What is the trend on dollar index? From what I see here, starting with the weekly time frame now, you can see how last week candle closed. This is what we call an hammer. Okay, this is an hammer. I think some people call this pin bar. Some people will call this pin bar, but this is an hammer as far as I'm concerned. Okay, this is an hammer, and you can see what played out last week. You can see what played out last week. I think last week move was to clear liquidity residing at this previous, not even last week. They started clearing the liquidity like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, this was the first candle that was used to clear the liquidity residing at this previous low. And after clearing the liquidity at that previous low, what pattern do we have here? We have an hammer, which indicates change the trend. You know how price moves. Price moves to clear external liquidity. After clearing external liquidity, it pulls back to internal liquidity. It pulls back to fill imbalances. That's how price moves. So what they've done here was to clear external liquidity. So we should expect price to pull back to fill the internal liquidity. Okay, imbalances, fair value gaps. Okay, so that is my expectation on the US dollar. So we have a fair value gap here. That would be the first target. Okay, that's what I see here. That this is likely going to be the target for this coming week. That is what I see on. Okay, so we have a fair value gap here, and we also have a fair value gap here. Okay, so hopefully this week, this first fair value gap will be filled. That's my expectation on dollar. That's my expectation on dollar. Okay, that's my expectation on dollar. I want to see price pull back to fill this fair value gap. This fair value gap, as you can see, is at discounts. It's at discounts, and this is at premium. Okay, this is at premium. If we apply our Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, this will be premium. And when you are buying from premium, when you are buying from discounts, you expect price to go to premium. And at the premium, you expect price to fill the imbalances at the premium zone. Okay, you expect price to fill the imbalances at the premium. So this is a discount. So we should expect dollar to pull back to this zone, but it's not going to happen. It might not happen this coming week. You know that price don't move in a straight line. It's zigzag. So there will be retracement. As price is aiming for this zone, it will also give opportunity to sell. There will be retracement. So that we are saying the week is bullish does not mean there will not be opportunity to sell. Okay, it doesn't mean there won't be opportunity to sell. Dollar would also be bearish this week as it will be bullish, but the weekly trend is bullish. It is bullish, and you are always advised to follow the higher time frame trend. You will see opportunity to sell on a lower time frame, but it's always good you stick to the higher time frame trend because that is what the institutions use in trading. They don't use lower time frames. They look at higher time frame. That is where they define the trend from. Higher time frame, monthly, weekly, yearly. That is what they use. So you want to flow along with the institutions. You want to flow along with the trend. If you trade against the trend, you just keep losing money. Your stop loss will be haunted. Okay, your stop loss will be used as liquidity several times. Are you getting me? So you want to flow with the institutions. You want to flow with a higher time frame trend. Is that clear? Mr. Anaya, good evening. I see you. Good evening. Sure you're having a great time. Okay, so that is my take on the dollar. Dollar will be bullish this week. Okay, dollar will be bullish this week. Okay, so that is it for the dollar. Let's go down to weekly. Let's see daily. So you can see the pattern we have on a daily. So it has created a resistance here. Okay, this was resistance for last week trade. So if price break, I would like to see 4-hour or 1-hour candle close above this resistance before I go bullish on the dollar. Okay, I would like to see 4-hour or 1-hour candle close above this resistance level before I go bullish on the dollar. Now, after this, we have what looks like an engulfing pattern here. If you go down to lower time frame, I'm sure a fair value gap was created here. So I want to see dollar DXY pull back to fill this fair value gap it's created here. You can see this fair value gap. You can see this fair value gap here. Okay, so it should come to fill this internal liquidity IRL, that is internal range liquidity. Internal range liquidity. I want to see it come. It has tested it at this point, but it needs to come fill this fair value gap. So it's either price breaks out from this resistance for me to buy, or price pull back to this zone for me to buy dollar index. Okay, so when price gets into this zone, what do I wait for? I wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form. It could be an hammer, it could be a doji, it could be a spinning bottom. Okay, those are the things I look out for when price gets into this fair value gap. Those are the things I'll look out for. Once I see the bullish reversal pattern, it's time to buy. Okay, it's time to buy dollar. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on the dollar index. Okay, so now let's go to currency pairs. Currency pairs. Okay, which currency pairs do you want us to look at? Let me see. If you are getting value from the class, type value, type value, type value, type value in the comment section. If you're getting value, type value in the comment section. I want to be sure you guys are here with me. You're participating. Okay, Mr. Joseph, GJ. Yeah, you're right. Let's look at GJ. Let's look at GJ. GP, JPY, JPY. For those of you in the VIP group, I told you guys about commitment of traders on data. Okay, so maybe tomorrow I'll be having a session with you guys so that we'll look at COT. Okay, we'll look at commission of traders data to know which of the currency is strong and which one is weak. So we'll be going forward, we're applying that with our technical analysis. Okay. So I believe the video I sent to you guys have watched it on COT. You've watched it. Please watch it so that we together would so that we'll look at it together tomorrow by 10 a.m. I'll be meeting with you guys by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. So GBP JPY. Okay. So So for those of you who are not in the VIP group, don't worry. What I'm sharing with you guys is enough. Too much of everything when it comes to trading is very bad. It's not good. Too much information sometimes leads to analysis paralysis. Those are on the VIP group. I believe they are mature traders, they are experienced traders, and more tools will not harm them. Okay, more tools will not harm them. When I'm sharing information in general settings like this, I just like to keep it simple. I just like to keep it simple. So don't be concerned about commitment of traders reports. Okay, just focus on your technicals. It's okay. I don't like giving too much information to the public. Okay, just keep it simple. Like I've always said, you don't need all that. That just stick to your technicals. You make money. Okay. So as you can see, okay, let's start with the weekly. Let's start with the weekly. Weekly time frame. What's happening to the network? Please be patient. Please, you guys, be patient. The network seems to be very slow. Um, few minutes, guys. Few minutes. The network is slow. Okay, so this is JPY. This is JPY weekly chart. This is the weekly chart, and you can see I shared with you guys last week that GBP JPY is aiming for this. That GBP JPY is coming to fill this fair value gap. I shared this with you guys last week. That GBP JPY is likely going to come and fill this fair value gap, and it's approaching that fair value gap. Okay, so you can see this fair value gap. Okay, you can see this fair value gap. I think that is where it is heading to. I think that is where it is heading to. It's coming to fill this fair value gap. This is where DXY is heading to, and I think here we have a mitigation block here. You can see we have a mitigation block here. So will be a very quick key area for GBP to reverse. Okay, so but this week I expect it to sell before filling this fair value gap. Before it goes to fill this fair value gap, I expect it to sell. Okay, I expect it to sell. So this is daily. If you go down to 4 hour, I think we have a bearish reversal pattern on 4 hour. So I expect it to sell. Okay, I expect it to sell. It created a fair value gap here. I'm hoping it will come fill this fair value gap. That is what I can see on GJ. It's likely going to come fill this fair value gap. Okay, that's my expectation on GJ. After filling this fair value gap, then it continues with its bullish journey to fill this fair value gap. That's my expectation on GJ. Now let me tell you the price or when I'm going to enter this trade. Okay, and let me tell you what I need to see to enter this trade on sell on GJ. Let me go to 1 hour. Okay, so this is 1 hour time frame. So if 1 hour candle closes below this support, if 1 hour candle closes below the support, I would want to sell GJ. I'd want to sell GJ. You can see these lows here are areas of liquidity. There are a lot of stop losses residing at these lows. See, that's what gives you the high probability of dropping. Okay, these lows here are areas of liquidity. So there is a high probability they will come for these lows. And because we have a fair value gap below these lows, that will be the next draw on liquidity. This will be the next draw on liquidity. Okay, so that's my take on GJ. You could sell to this zone. Okay, sell to this zone. Your stop loss, if you are selling your stop loss, you can use the high of this candle or the high of this candle. I think the risk reward is like 1:2. 1:2. Okay, so wait for price to drop. 1 hour or 4 hour to close. below this level before you sell to this zone. That is what I'm looking out for on GJ. Okay. But if price breaks out from this resistance, then it will aim for the fair value gap, this level. If price breaks out from this resistance, if 1 hour candle or 4 hour candle closes above this resistance, that will be a buy. For those of you trading my setup, you know what you would have done here. Identify this high of this candle. This is 1 hour time frame. Wait for 1 hour to close above before you take a buy. So if 1 hour candle does not close above this level, our stop loss will be at this level or at this level, then our TP will be at this level. I will update you guys on the group. As I execute the trade, I'll let you guys know on the WhatsApp. You know how we do it now. I'll always send you guys video updates. Okay, so that is it for GJ. That is it for GJ. I hope we're on the same page, Mr. Joseph. Please give the video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up so that others can get to see the video. And if this is your first time participating on the live stream, subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Okay? Give the video a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up so that others can get to see the video. So we've looked at GBP, JPY. Okay, Mr. Ned, Gold, Mr. Richard, AU. Okay, AU Gold. Okay, AU Gold. Let's look at AU. AU. AUD USD. Okay. AUD USD. We expect dollar to be bullish, so Australian dollar USD should be bearish. Okay, if we expect dollar to be bullish, we should be looking for sells on Australian dollar USD. Please, guys, let me switch network. Let me see if the other network will be okay. Okay, so this is Australian dollar USD. Australian dollar USD. Let's start with the weekly time frame. So what can we see here on Australian dollar USD? Australian dollar USD has cleared the liquidity residing at this previous high. The liquidity residing at this previous high was the reason for these buys. Okay, the liquidity residing at this previous high was the reason for these buys, and that they have achieved. They have cleared all the stop losses residing at this previous high. So I think Australian dollar USD is set for sell. Okay, let's go to for daily. Let's see what we have on daily. Let's see what we have on the daily. Okay, daily. Okay, so see what we have on a daily. You can see what the pattern we had on a daily. Liquidity residing at this previous high has been cleared, and I think the liquidity right now is this high. This high is an area of liquidity. A lot of retail traders will have executed sell, and their stop losses will be residing at this high. Stop losses will also be residing at this high. So there's a high probability they will clear all the liquidity residing at this high before going bearish. That's what I think will play out on Australian dollar USD this coming week. Okay, if on Monday they are able to clear the liquidity residing at these previous highs, then you should look for a bearish reversal pattern to form on 4-hour or 1-hour time frame before you sell. There's a high probability they will clear the liquidity residing at this previous high. Okay, could be during the Asian session or the London session. Okay, so this is what we have on 4-hour. So you can see what we have here. It's a bearish reversal pattern on 4-hour. It's a bearish reversal pattern on 4-hour. Let's see 1 hour. 1 hour also is bearish. It is bearish also. It is bearish also, but I know they want to clear liquidity. They want to clear liquidity. Okay, so now let me show you something here. Let me show you something here. Okay, I see something. So this is an area of liquidity. Okay, this is an area of liquidity, and if you go down to lower time frame after the formation of this candlestick, we might be able to identify a fair value gap. If there's a fair value gap after the formation of this candle that looks like a shooting star, then we should expect them to come and fill that fair value gap. Okay, after clearing the liquidity residing at this previous high, they would fill the fair value gap. But let's just see on lower time frame if there's a fair value gap at this point here. Let's see. Okay, so this is what we have on 15 minutes. Let's still go down to lower time frame. Let's see 5 minutes. Okay, there's no fair value gap here too. No fair value gap here. Okay, no fair value gap here. Okay, so that's my expectation. I know they would clear. I want to see the liquidity cleared before going bearish on Australian dollar USD. Okay, I want to see the liquidity reside at this previous high cleared. Okay, before going bearish on Australian dollar USD. That is what I'm expecting on Australian dollar USD. My bias for Australian dollar USD this week is sell. It is sell. Okay, it is sell. Any question, any question, any question? So that's my take on Australian dollar USD. Look for sales. Look for sales. Okay, let's look at gold. Standard says gold, 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 gold. So let's start with the weekly time frame on gold. Oh, can you see the pattern we have on the weekly time frame? Can you see the pattern we have on the weekly time frame? This is a bearish setup. Gold is bearish. Okay, gold is bearish. Okay, gold is bearish. Gold is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. Let's go down to daily. Okay, so you can see gold also. We had a shooting star here on gold. Okay, we had a shooting star here on gold, and you can see, I think the market closed below the low of this candle. That tells me there is more supply than demand. It closed below the low of this bullish candle. You can see. You can see the market closed below the low of this last bullish candle that formed before this bearish reversal pattern, this shooting star. That tells me there is more demand than supply. There is more demand than supply. So there is a possibility, okay, it's possible gold will come and fill this fair value gap. If it doesn't come to fill this fair value gap, if it doesn't come to fill this fair value gap, it would come fill this fair value gap. Okay, and the reason it won't, or the reason it might not come to fill this one, is because we have a resistance turn support. We have a resistance turn support. This is a breaker block here. This is a breaker block, okay? So this would be a very good area for gold to pull back. Okay, this would be a very good area for gold to pull back. So that's my expectation on gold. Gold is likely going to pull back to this fair value gap. It's going to come fill this fair value gap before going bullish. Before going bullish. That's my expectation on gold. Okay, sell to this zone, look for buys around this zone. Okay, sell to this zone, look for buys around this zone. But if NFP is positive for dollar, you should expect more bearish move on gold. If NFP is positive for dollar, you should expect more bearish move on gold. Let's see for our time frame. Let's see for our. Okay, so this is what we have on gold. 4-hour time frame. So you can see we have a fair value gap here on 4-hour. So price is likely going to fill this fair value gap. Okay, price is likely going to fill this fair value gap. So you could look for sales from this fair value gap. Okay, if a bearish reversal pattern forms after these gaps get filled, then you could sell gold. Okay, based on what we have on 4-hour, this is a buy setup, so we can't jump in and start selling. We can't jump in and start selling. The weekly says it's time to sell. The daily says it's time to sell. So we need to ensure that 4-hour alliance is in agreement with the daily and the weekly time frame. Okay, it has to align. It has to be in agreement with the weekly and the daily time frame. So that is my take on gold. Look for sales on gold. Gold is likely going to drop to this zone. It's likely going to drop to this zone. Okay. Okay, so that's my take on gold. I hope that is clear, Mr. Ned. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. I hope you guys have liked this video. You've given it a thumbs up. Please do if you haven't, so that others can get to see this video. Do you have any other question? Okay, someone said we should look at USD card. Okay, Mr. Joseph, few minutes. We'll look at USD card. If there's any other pair you want us to look at, please drop it in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know. Drop it in the comment section. USD card. Okay. So if we're considering selling GU, AU, EU, we should be looking for buys on USD card. If our bias for the dollar is bullish, we should look for buys on USD card. So let's start with the weekly. Okay, so you can see our last week candle closed. You can see our last week candle closed. This is a spinning bottom, and the candlestick that formed before the spinning bottom is an inverted hammer. And the body of this inverted hammer is bearish. So I think this bearish move was to come clear the liquidity deciding at this. Okay, and also after clearing the liquidity, they had to fill this fair value gap, here. You can see this fair value gap here, this tiny fair value gap. Can you see it? The gap in between the high of this candle and the low of this candle. That's the fair value gap. So you see what they did? They cleared the liquidity resetting at this previous low, then also filled that fair value gap. This tells you USD card is set for buy. It is set for what? Buy. It is set for buy. Okay. It is set for buy. So at what point should you buy USD card? Okay, let's go down to lower time frame. It's one thing to know the trend of the market, it's another thing to know the right time to execute. Many of you know how to analyze the market, you know how to define the trend of the market, but entry is the challenge of many. Entry. And sometimes you know the right time to enter, but sometimes you doubt yourself or your setup. You don't trust your setup, you don't execute. get scared and you don't execute, you let the trade just go. Okay, so it goes beyond just knowing the trend. At what point should you buy? Okay, so you can see it's created a resistance here. This was the resistance for last week market. It created a resistance here last week. So if 1 hour or 4 hour closes above that resistance, it confirms buy. And USD card might come to fill this fair value gap. It might. If it breaks out from that resistance, the next move will be to come and clear the liquidity residing at this previous high. And after clearing the liquidity residing at this previous high, the first target will be this previous highs. Then the next will be this previous high. Then this fair value gap. I hope you're with me. Okay, so that is it for USD card. Look for buys. Okay, but before buying, let's see if a fair value gap was created here. Let's go down to lower time frame. So if there's a fair value gap that needs to be filled, you need to ensure that that gap gets filled before you. So we have a fair value gap here. Has that gap been filled? So they might still want to come and test this fair value gap it's created here. Okay, they might want to come and test this fair value gap because this is an area of liquidity. Most traders would have bought after the formation of these candles here. Most would have bought and their stop losses will be reset at this low. So there's a high probability they will push price down to that zone. Okay, so if you want to buy USD card, patiently wait for the liquidity residing at this previous low to be cleared before you take a buy on USD card. You can see here we have a fair value gap here. We have a fair value gap here. Okay, but I'm not sure it will drop to this level. You can see this fair value gap here. I'm not sure it's going to get here. Okay, I'm not sure because we have a breakout block here. Is it breakout mitigation block here? Okay, so there's a high probability it might not get to this level. So look for buys around this zone. That's my take on USD card for the week. Okay, like I told you guys, this week is NFP week. So from Wednesday New York session, you see price range on most of the USD pairs. You'll see price range on most of the USD pairs. So I think that will be all. Is there any question? Do you have any question, or is there any other instrument? I think I've looked at all the pairs you guys dropped in the comment section. We've looked at everything. Is there any other one you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Is there any other pair you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Do you have any question? Is there any other instruments you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Any question? Any question? I'm waiting. In the next 2-3 minutes, I'm going to end the session. Any question? Any question? So VIP students, please, we'll take some time to study COT. I just, came across that information, and I'm still also studying that information. Okay, so that's why I sent you guys the video so that you guys can watch it, so that we'll look at it together, we'll study it together. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be meeting by 10 a.m. Our next class for on YouTube will be on Tuesday, Wednesday. I think I'll be having the sessions on Tuesday, Wednesday because I've found out that most of the setup for the week is on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are the best days to trade. So I might not be coming live on YouTube on Monday, but on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Okay, I will come on live to give you guys at least one good signal, one or two signal for the week on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to drop the signals and you can just make some good profit with those signals. Tuesday or Wednesday. So Monday class is cancelled. We'll not be meeting on Mondays anymore. Okay, only with the VIP students. We'll only be having a Zoom session with the VIP students on on Mondays, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be meeting by 8 p.m. For those in the VIP group. We'll be meeting by 8 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But on Monday, we'll meet 10 a.m. on Zoom. Okay. Any question, any question, any question, any question? Any question, any question, any question? It appears there are no questions. Okay. So I want to appreciate every one of you for your participation, Mr. Joseph Peps, Mr. Richard Hope, Mr. Joseph Hamilton, Mr. Ned, who else again? Mr. Anayo. I really appreciate you all for your participation. I want to believe you are getting value from these classes. I want to believe you are getting value. The classes are making sense. You're making progress in your trading. I want to believe you're making progress. You are the reason I'm always training up for these classes. I want to ensure that you're doing the right thing. I want to ensure that you are prospering in your trading business. It's the reason I do the things that I do. Sometimes I feel like I should just lock in, just lock in. But I know if I do, a lot of people will blow money. They will lose money. They will fall for scams. They will fall for scams. That's why I always show up to, show you the right path to follow, the right thing to do in trading. A lot of scams, a lot of lies out there about the markets. I believe every one of you who have been consistent in attending classes, in doing the necessary work to achieve success in trading. I believe before this year runs out, you're going to experience a tremendous change in your finances. You're going to experience a tremendous change in your finances. Those your financial goals will be achieved. It will be achieved. Just be consistent. Be consistent. Okay? Just be consistent. You will succeed if you don't give up. You would succeed if you don't give up. But ensure that you are doing the work. You are putting in the work. You need to study. You need to backtest. Study, study, study. The day you stop studying, the day you stop researching, the day you stop studying is the day you stop growing. Is the day you stop growing. So keep learning. Learning is continuous in this business. The market is dynamic. It's dynamic. So you have to be updated. You have to be informed. If you are not informed, you will be deformed. Okay, you need to be informed. You need to be informed. And that's why I always encourage that you belong to a trading community. Okay, belong to a trading community. You can't do without a community when it comes to trading. Okay, you need to belong to a community. You need to have a mentor. It's very important. I know what it cost me not having a mentor. It cost me a lot. It cost me a lot. It cost me a lot. Belong to a trading community. Then you have like-minded traders. If you have challenges, there are challenges. You would encounter challenges in this journey. You encounter challenges, so you need to belong to a community of like-minded individuals for you to succeed in trading. Okay? Study, study, study. You have a lot of materials on YouTube. Study, study. Over 10 years in trading, I'm still studying like I'm a newbie. I'm still studying like I'm a newbie. This weekend alone, I spent not less than 4 to 5 hours back testing, review my last week trades. You have to just do the work. Okay, do the work, do the work. All right, guys. So that'll be all for tonight's class. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful night. I pray that your week will be a profitable trading week. I pray that you will stick to your trading plans, you will stick to all your trading rules. All your decisions would be logical and strategical and not emotionally based. You will not make decisions based on your emotions. You will make decisions based on your strategy. That is my prayer for you. If you do this, you would end the week in profits. No amount of prayer will make you end the week in profit if you don't stick to your game plan, if you don't stick to your trading plan. So ensure you stick to your trading plan. Most importantly, apply proper risk and money management. Always use stop loss on all your trades. Before you execute the trade, know the dollar amount you're going to lose on that trade. Risk first before reward. Consider the risk first before the reward. I hope that is clear. Risk first before the reward. Don't focus on reward, focus on the risk first. Ask yourself, if this trade goes against me, how much am I going to lose? And ensure that whatever amount you would lose on the trade, ensure that it's something you're comfortable with. Okay? Ensure it is something you're comfortable with. Let him that have ears, yeah. Let him that have ears, yeah. Good night, guys.